San Diego Stadium was a multi-purpose stadium in San Diego, California. The stadium opened in 1967 as San Diego Stadium and was known as Jack Murphy Stadium from 1981 to 1997. From 1997 to 2017, the stadium's naming rights were owned by San Diego-based telecommunications equipment company Qualcomm, and the stadium was known as Qualcomm Stadium or simply the Q. The naming rights expired on June 14, 2017, and were purchased by San Diego County Credit Union, renaming the facility as SDCCU Stadium on September 19, 2017. Those naming rights expired in December 2020. Demolition of San Diego Stadium began in December 2020 with the last freestanding section of the stadium's superstructure felled by March 22, 2021. Following the demolition of San Diego Stadium, the San Diego State Aztecs' new Snapdragon Stadium, which opened in August 2022, was built in a different area of the parking lot. San Diego Stadium was the home of the Aztecs of San Diego State University from 1967 through 2019. One college football bowl game, the Holiday Bowl, was held in the stadium every December from 1978 through 2019. The stadium was also home to a second college bowl game, the Poinsettia Bowl, from 2005 until its discontinuation following the 2016 edition. It was also briefly the home of the San Diego fleet of the Alliance of American Football in early 2019. The stadium was the longtime home of two professional franchises, the San Diego Chargers of the National Football League, NFL, and the San Diego Padres of Major League Baseball, MLB. The Chargers played at the stadium from 1967 through the 2016 season, after which they moved to Los Angeles to become the Los Angeles Chargers. 7. The Padres played home games at the stadium from their founding in 1969 through the 2003 season, then moved to Petco Park in downtown San Diego in 2004. The stadium hosted 3 Super Bowls, XXXII in 1988, XXXII in 1998, and XVI in 2003. It also hosted the 1978 and 1992 Major League Baseball All-Star Games, as well as the games of the 1996 and 1998 National League Division Series, the 1984 and 1998 National League Championship Series, and the 1984 and 1998 World Series. It was the only stadium ever to host both the Super Bowl and the World Series in the same year, 1998, and it was one of 3 stadiums to host the World Series, the MLB All-Star Game, and the Super Bowl, along with the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome in Minneapolis and Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in Los Angeles. The stadium was located immediately northwest of the interchange of Interstates 8 and 15. The neighborhood surrounding the stadium is known as Mission Valley, in reference to the Mission San Diego de Alcala, which is located to the east, and its placement in the valley of the San Diego River. The stadium was served by the stadium station of the San Diego Trolley, accessible via the Green Line running toward downtown San Diego to the west, and Santee to the east. History. Qualcomm Stadium logo, 1997 to 2017. In the early 1960s, local sportswriter Jack Murphy, the brother of New York Mets broadcaster Bob Murphy, began to build up support for a multi-purpose stadium for San Diego. In November 1965, a $27 million bond was passed allowing construction to begin on a stadium, which was designed in the brutalist style. 8. Construction on the stadium began 1 month later. When completed, the facility was named San Diego Stadium. The stadium was the first of the square circle, octorad, style, which was thought to be an improvement over the other multi-purpose stadiums of the time for hosting both football and baseball. The second and last of this style was the since imploded Veteran Stadium. Despite the theoretical improvements of this style, most of the seats were still very far away from the action on the field, especially during baseball games. The Chargers, then a member of the American Football League, played the first game ever at the stadium on August 20, 1967. San Diego Stadium had a capacity of around 50,000. The 3-tier grandstand was in the shape of a horseshoe, with the east end low, consisting of only one tier, partially topped by a large scoreboard. The Chargers were the main tenant of the stadium until 1968, when the AAA Pacific Coast League San Diego Padres baseball team played its last season in the stadium, following their move from the minor league-sized Westgate Park. Due to expansion of Major League Baseball, this team was replaced by the current San Diego Padres Major League team beginning in the 1969 season. The Padres moved out of the stadium following the 2003 season. The original scoreboard, a black-and-white scoreboard created by All American Scoreboards, was replaced in 1978 by one manufactured by American Sign and Indicator, which was the first full-color outdoor scoreboard ever built. 9. This was replaced in 1987 by a white-way sign scoreboard, in which the video screen is surrounded almost entirely by 3 message boards. The original video board was replaced in 1996 by a Sony Jumbotron, with a second Jumbotron installed behind the opposite end zone, third base in the stadium's baseball configuration. Exterior of then San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium in 1984. After Jack Murphy's death in September 1980, San Diego Stadium was renamed San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium by a 6-2 vote of the San Diego City Council on January 6, 1981, 8-10, in 1983. Over 9,000 bleachers were added to the lower deck on the open end of the stadium, raising the capacity to 59,022. The most substantial addition was completed in 1997, when the stadium was fully enclosed, with the exception of where the scoreboard is located. Nearly 11,000 seats were added in readiness for Super Bowl 32 in 1998, bringing the capacity to 70,561. Also in 1997, the facility was renamed Qualcomm Stadium after Qualcomm Corporation paid $18 million for the naming rights. 8. The naming rights belonged to Qualcomm until 2017, after which the rights were purchased by San Diego County Credit Union. In order to continue to honor Murphy, the city named the stadium site Jack Murphy Field. 11. However, as part of the naming agreement, Jack Murphy Field was not allowed to be used alongside Qualcomm Stadium. 12. Some San Diegans, however, still refer to the stadium as Jack Murphy or simply the Murph. Before his death in 2004, Bob Murphy still referred to it as Jack Murphy Stadium during New York Mets broadcasts, even after it was renamed. However, this renovation relegated the Padres to second-class citizens within their own stadium. As the city gave the Chargers full financial control of the 113 luxury suites. 13, 14, the stadium was temporarily renamed Snapdragon Stadium for 10 days in December 2011 as a marketing tie-in for Qualcomm's Snapdragon brand. 15, the legality of the temporary name change was challenged at the time, since it was agreed to unilaterally by San Diego's mayor, without approval from the city council and against the advice of the city attorney. 16. The Aztecs' new stadium, built in 2022 after the demolition of SDCCU Stadium, has the permanent name of Snapdragon Stadium. With the departure of the Padres to Petco Park following the 2003 season and even beforehand, there was much talk of replacing the increasingly obsolete, by NFL standards, stadium with a more modern, football-only one. Also, the NFL had demanded a new stadium if San Diego was to host another Super Bowl. However, the city struggled to fund such a new stadium. 17. On January 12, 2017, the Chargers announced they were moving to Los Angeles and now play at SoFi Stadium with the Los Angeles Rams. In 2018, San Diego State University announced the construction of a new Aztec Stadium, later renamed Snapdragon Stadium, which would be completed in 2022, on an expansion part of campus on the site of the stadium and parking lot. SDCCU Stadium logo, 2017-2020. On December 27, 2019, the stadium hosted the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl, a college football bowl game between Iowa and USC. Iowa won the game. This was the final sporting event ever played at the stadium. Demolition of the stadium commenced